Hello and welcome. This is going to be more of a beginner Vinyasa class. So if you're trying to ease your way back into your practice, if you're just feeling a little tired today and you want to take it a little bit slow, if you just need like a gentle stretch but still kind of want a Vinyasa flow sort of class, this is going to be your class. So we're going to start by just bringing your right foot in front of your left leg in easy cross-legged position, and then let's relax your shoulders and bring your hands to your knees. Sit up nice and tall and straight, and let's take a couple long, slow, deep breaths in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Let all that air release. Your shoulders down, sitting nice and tall. And just start to feel your body kind of settle. Feeling your hip bones, your glutes really press into the mat. And then let's take one hand to your chest and one hand to your belly. And keep that breathing pattern. So a few long, slow breaths in. Nice, long, slow, deep exhale out. And try to get it all the way down into your sacrum. Feel your breath get nice and low. Inhale through your nose. Feel your breath come all the way up into the top of your head. Exhale out through your mouth. Let all that air just relax. And then hands come to your knees, and let's do a couple shoulder or couple little neck rolls here. So to the right, to the left. Let your head just be heavy. And then let's reach out through this left arm and start to take your right arm all the way up and over to this side. So create a lot of length through that right side. And then as you lift, come all the way back up. Take your right hand out. Your left arm reaches up towards the sky. So just start to think about being open. Start to feel a little sense of being able to receive love into your life. Being able to receive your dreams. Being able to receive all of that abundance that you've started to create for yourself. Now let's take your right foot here. Let's interlock your hands to the foot and stretch it out. And take a little bit of time to just wave it back and forth. So get some movement through the back of your leg, your hamstring. And now let's open it up to the right. Look all the way out towards the left. And then we're going to switch. So kind of bend your knee, switch, and always reach for that outer edge of your foot. Open it back up to the right. And then we're going to switch. Open it up to the right. Look to the left. And switch a couple times at your own pace here. Feeling your chest open. Feeling your body start to open here. This our little theme today is open and willing to receive. So really start to notice what being an open person means to you. Start to kind of focus on what it means to be able to receive, right? And then take your right leg out towards the side. Let's set it down. Take a little bit of an angle. Right hand to your shin and reach up through that top left arm up and over to this side. And then let's start to come up. And then let's come forward into the center, right? Let's take it a little bit gentle. Walk your fingers forward as far as you can. So getting into that right inner thigh. And being able to receive, it sounds kind of silly, right? Like, of course we're able to receive things, but really bringing that back to how you receive love, how you receive maybe a gift from a friend, maybe a gift from a stranger. You know, do you let yourself receive? Do you say, thank you? Or do you say, oh, I actually hate this shirt. I wear it every single day. Like, just being able to kind of be like, take a compliment, you know? Oh, thank you. Thank you for giving me that compliment, even though maybe I don't feel like I look good in this shirt, or maybe I don't feel like I actually deserve that compliment, right? But if someone's giving it to you, don't push that compliment away. Just be like, wow, thank you. That's so awesome. You're being such a nice friend. Okay, now left hand down, right arm comes up, and let's stargaze. So open your heart, open up your chest. Receive all that the universe is able to give you. And start to set your hips back down here. Hug your knees into your chest. Give your chest like a nice big lift through your heart, through your chest. And now take your right foot over your left knee. Wrap your left arm around the knee. And let's look over the shoulder. So stay lifted in your chest. Exhale as you start to turn and look all the way back. And bring it back to the center here. Okay, now this time, we're just going to bring that left foot in front of you. All right, right foot behind it. One hand to your chest, one hand to your belly. And we're going to come back to a couple more long, slow breaths here. So really try to lengthen through your torso, lengthen through your spine. And see if you can make your breath really long. Make your breath really wide and deep. So feeling that breath go all the way down. Feeling your breath come all the way up. And notice maybe somewhere in your life where you're able to just kind of relax. And just tell yourself, I'm going to sit back and receive. Right? I'm not going to make anything happen. I'm not going to force anything to happen. I'm just going to let myself be able to receive. Okay, now let's take your hands to this left foot, interlock your fingers, stretch it out, and try to wave it back and forth. So one of those receive motions is a really hard one. Okay, so that hardest one to really get is sometimes the universe gives you what you didn't ask for, right? Maybe it's like the opposite thing that you've been manifesting. Maybe it's the opposite thing that you've been asking. But you really have to be ready to receive that you're like, wow, I didn't think I wanted this, but, you know, when it's all said and done, that was like the best thing that ever happened to you. Okay, now let's open it up towards the left. Always go for that outer edge of the foot. Reach out through your right arm. And then let's switch here back and forth. Okay, take it over to the right. Reach out to the left. And then bring it back out. Open up through your right arm. Lengthen up through your chest. Feel the twist here as you go to the right and go towards the left. Just a couple of those little rotations. Should feel kind of nice. Maybe sometimes bending the knee, sometimes not keeping it straight is always feeling as good. So you can always kind of get that little bit of a bend to open it up. Now when you come back out to this side, let's set it down. All right, left hand to your shin, and let's reach up through this right arm. So lengthen and reach up and over to this side. Trying to extend out your hand, welcoming all that abundance that the universe has to offer you. Nice long, long exhale. And then as you lift, we're going to take your right hand by your hip, and we're going to lift up your hips for this stargazer pose. So open your heart, open your chest, and bring it all the way back down. Okay, rotate it back down. Take your left foot over the right knee corner, right arm up. Go for the knee that's in front here. Let's stay lifted through your heart, your chest, and let's start to create a rotation all the way back to the back of the room. So stay lifted in your heart, eyes back, look back as you twist. And bring it all the way back towards the center here. Let's hug your knees in. Give yourself a nice little bit of a hug into your chest. Maybe move your neck, your head around. Sometimes it's nice just to let your neck start to release. We hold so much tension in our upper bodies, in the neck, especially all of us women. All right, now let's bring it forward. All right, let's come on all fours here. And let's do a few cats and cows because it feels really good in your spine. So as you inhale, send your gaze up towards the sky. As you exhale, start to round down. Think angry Halloween cat. Inhale to send your gaze all the way back up high. Exhale to round your spine down. Inhale to look up. Exhale to look down. Inhale to look back up high. Exhale to round back down. Now bring your spine to neutral. Maybe kind of like shift back and forth with your head, with your hips. Give yourself a little bit of like a free movement. Just to move everything around. You know, maybe some sways with the head, some sways with your hips. Now let's bring it back to center. Okay, so from the center, walk your hands forward and then just start to drop your chest all the way down towards the mat. So as your chest goes down, keep your hips nice and lifted. A couple exhales. So feel your exhale go out. Got to get your chest a little bit closer towards your mat. Now inhale, let's push up. Bring your hands back under you. Let's curl your toes. All right, curl your toes and let's take it into that first downward facing dog. All right, so just lift through your hips. Press down into your heels and let's give it that little bit of a walkout. This should feel really nice just to get some movement through your legs, through your hips, keeping your fingers nice and spread out. Now let's start to lift up through this right side. Take that right leg up. Let's open it up here. Maybe start to roll out your ankle. Give your ankles a couple nice little rolls. And then straighten through that right leg. Take your right foot a step forward. Drop through your back knee. And let's bring your arms all the way up towards the sky. So create a nice big lift. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale and bring your arms back. Look back, arms back. Inhale as you come up. Now hands into prayer. Turn your back foot a little bit at an angle. Rest your front elbow. And now your left arm stretches up. Reach and extend through the fingers. Now let's lift, straighten out through this front leg. So your right leg straightens and turns to the side of your mat. Both arms reach up. And then let's lift. Lift up out of your lower spine and then let's fold towards your straight leg. So if you're to the side of your mat, you're folding towards the front of your mat. Release your right arm and then start to look up. Yeah, start to reach out, looking up to the sky. I think this is such a pretty pose, right? So really kind of let this shape savor. And now as we come up, all right, now from here, all we're gonna do is we're gonna come forward. Okay, so keep that leg out, hands come down onto your mat. And let's take a couple breaths into this inner right leg. So maybe roll forward, maybe kind of adjust, but make sure that you can feel that inner thigh starting to release. Okay, now we're going to get a little bit crazy. We're going to take this left arm, we're going to bring it underneath your chest, dropping down onto that left shoulder, reach up through your right arm. And the right arm is going to come around, reaching for your hip, and then start to look up. Kind of roll to the back of your head. And then we're going to take like 3 long, slow, deep breaths. So we kind of turn this into a spine twist after you are opening your inner thighs. Now one last deep breath. Bring your mind back to your body and think about your I ams here. So some of the I ams that I've been saying recently are, I am light, I am divine, I am able to receive all that the universe has to offer me, I am abundant. Okay, let's start to kind of twist all the way back out. Now from here, just walk your hands to the back of your mat. All right, and then curl your toes, lift your hips up. You're in that downward facing dog. Walk it out here, bend into your knees. A little bit of a walk out, walk out, walk out. Let your head shake off. Move your neck, your head around. Okay, now let's take your left leg up towards the sky here. Let's open it up. Give it that little opener. Roll out through your ankle. All right, roll the ankle a little bit. Now straighten your left leg. Take that left foot right in between your hands. Drop your back knee, palms together. Reach up. Inhale to lift. And then let's back bend. So your arms start to go back. Your eyes start to look a little bit further. Inhale to come up. Turn your back foot. Rest your front elbow, and then reach up and over. Create a lot of lift through your fingers. Now as you come up, straighten out through that left leg. Turn your toes to this side, both arms up. Let's reach up, and then go all the way to that left side. Nice long, long exhale out as you fold. Release through your left arm, and then start to look up. You have to look up as you draw your fingers down further. And then let's start to lift. Now from here, we're going to do the same thing, all right? We're going to bring your hands forward. All right, so your hands just come forward. Drop down onto your elbows. All right, stay here for about 2 breaths. This left inner thigh really starts to open, starts to release. And then let's take this right arm. Okay, so right arm comes under, drop to your shoulder, and then reach up through your left arm and start to wrap that left arm around you. All right, try to bring it all the way around. And then kind of turn so the back of your head someday will be more to the ground, creating that nice twist through your spine. And then let's release it, start to come all the way back out. Push yourself up. Now we're going to walk your hands to the top of your mat here. All right, so hands to the top, curl the toes, lift it back up. Set the foot down, walk it out a little bit here in that downward facing dog. Just letting everything go. Okay, now roll that weight forward. Let's take it into a high plank. All right, so really open through your fingers. Press down through your palms. Find your breath as you push your weight forward. Now one more inhale. On the exhale, let's lower all the way to the mat. Right, so tops of the feet down, heels together. Hands right underneath your shoulders. Hug your elbows in. Elbows are tight. Now let's take an inhale and let's start to lift up. So keep your elbows in. Keep your eyes going up. Your lower body strong. Exhale to come down. Now curl the toes. Lift your hips all the way back up. Downward facing dog. Lift up through this right leg. Bend your knee. And then let's do some rotations in your hip. Just start to move this right hip around a whole lot. All right, get a whole lot of movement in this right hip. Okay, go ahead. Open it up. Look up underneath your shoulder. Straighten out through that right leg. Take the right foot in front. Press down through your back heel and lengthen over top of your front right thigh. So a lot of length over top of your thigh. This should feel hopefully pretty good to get some length. Now take your right hand to the shin and let's reach up through this left arm. All right, so create some lift as you're stretching through your fingers. And then left hand comes down, right arm, let's reach up. Let's reach up through that right arm to twist back. And then this right hand comes down, shifting your weight forward, lift up through your left leg, reaching up through your left arm. So stay extended here. Even add your eye gaze to look up. Turn a little bit further back. And now set your left foot down. All right, set it to the top of your mat. Now inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. And then sit low. Chest up. Look up. Now palms into prayer. Lift up through your heels. So your heels start to lift. And then see if you can sit all the way down onto your heels. Open your knees. So your feet, your toes are together. Let your knees open. And kind of let your whole upper body go down. All right, let's see if we can take your right arm underneath your left arm for an eagle. And kind of here, let your chest go down. Let your upper body be a little bit heavy. Just taking a breath. And then let's kind of maybe open up through your knees. So sometimes if your knees are really tight, maybe it feels kind of nice to use a hand on the knee. And then hands down, let's lift your hips all the way up to the sky. Press down through your heels. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And we're going to step your feet back into a high plank. All right, so just bring it back into a high plank. Take a nice long, slow breath in. On your exhale, lower your chest all the way down. Now tops of the feet to the floor. Inhale, and let's do a little baby cobra. Eyes up, look up. Exhale as you go down. Curl your toes. Lift all the way back up high. Back to that downward facing dog. Now take your left leg up towards the sky. Do some opening here. Roll it out. Do some nice big circles with your left hip. it rotate all the way around here in that left side. Okay, now extend and open your hip up even more. Look up underneath your shoulder. All right, now straighten the leg. Take your left foot right underneath your heart. Straighten out through this front left leg, and we'll take a couple exhales. Lengthen your whole spine forward. This should feel good. Maybe this hamstring, this left leg could feel a little tighter. Maybe it feels a little bit less sensation. Maybe it's the right side for you. But notice as we move through the poses, just what your body tells you, right? One side always feels different than another. Okay, take your right hand, or your left hand, sorry, to your shin. Reach up through this right side. So stay extended. Weight stays forward. Start to turn and twist your upper body a little bit back. And then bring your right hand down, take up through this left arm. So just shifting your whole upper body towards the left. Still weight is forward. All right, now we're going to take your left hand down right in front of your foot. Lift up through your right leg. Start to lift up through your right arm. And then your eye gaze, just slowly start to turn your eyes, your head up towards the sky. So gain that little bit of a turn, a little bit of that twist back. And then start to set your foot all the way down here, feet next to each other. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, and let's bring your arms all the way back up towards the sky. Now, sit low, back into a chair, hands into prayer. Lift your heart. All right, now lift your heels. All right, tricky part, right? Lift your heels. Stay on your toes, and then sit your hips all the way to your heels. Yeah, and then if this feels comfortable, like that last set, let's open up your knees. Bring your hands into the front. Yep, let your hips stay low. Let your knees open, and now take your left arm under, right arm on top, and then come down. Come forward into those eagle arms. We're going to let everything kind of be a little heavy forward. Just find some balance. And then let's come up, release your arms. Knees come together, lift your hips up towards the sky, and then let's step, all right? Just step your feet back into that high plank. All right, so spread through your fingers, press down into your palms. Take a nice long, slow breath in, and then lower everything to the mat. Now tops of the feet to the ground. Fingers go right underneath your shoulders. Inhale your breath and then lift up. So eyes up, look up. Slide your toes back. Press your chest forward. Exhale to come down. Now curl the toes. Let's lift all the way back up. Back into this downward facing dog. Give a little bit of time here. Walk out through your knees. All right, now let's take this right leg up towards the sky. Open it up for a second. Give yourself that chance to open. Lengthen up through that right leg. Now take your right knee all the way into your forehead. And now we're going to slide that right foot out towards the left to the ground and reach up through this left arm. So try to really lift and lengthen open. And go ahead, take left hand down, right leg slides up. All right, right, take that right foot right in front of your hands. Drop your back knee. Slide your hips back, lift up through your front toes. Front toes lift. And then exhale, lengthen forward. Really nice, slow exhale. Now let's see if we can slide your right heel forward. Keep your right or your left hip still forward. And just sink your hips a little bit lower. All right, try to get nice and low through your hips, your heart, your chest is open. So still thinking about being open, thinking about what being able to receive means to you. And start to think about something that you've already asked for, that's already happened, that you're actually living in today. And then start to think about something that you're manifesting right now that you would really, really like to happen in your life that maybe hasn't happened yet. All right, just kind of start to think about whatever that is in your life. Okay, now let's start to slide this right foot back. Come up onto your mat, open up through your heels, and let's sit your hips right in between. All right, so sit your hips right in between your heels, hands to your feet, and start to lower back. All right, so come back into a nice receive motion. Bring your arms up over your head. Start to look all the way down the front side of your body, your chest. And just hold this for like 3 deep exhales. And then your hands come back to your feet. Come up on your elbows. Lift all the way up. Curl your toes. Slide it back forward. All right, curl the toes. Lift your hips. Back to that downward facing dog. Walk it out a little bit. Give it a little bit of chance. Lengthen your spine. Press down into your heels. Take this left leg up. All right, left leg to the sky. Open it up. Give it a little bit of an opener. And straighten out through the leg. Take that left foot forward. Drop into your back knee. And then slide your hips back. Lift up through your front toe. And then take an exhale over top of your leg. All right, let's find a whole lot of length forward. And then from here, let's see if we can go back into your split. So slide that left heel forward. Start to drop down through your right hip. And then find a little bit of neutral area that your upper body can be heavy in the center to get your hips to go down. So really take about 3 long, slow, deep breaths here. And just think about being ready to receive that what you have asked for and also what you haven't asked for, right? Just be ready to receive whatever the universe has to give you. Because the universe has a little bit better of a plan for your life than you do, right? It knows what your soul purpose is. And sometimes we really go around our whole life wondering what that exact soul purpose is in our life. Why are we here? What are we meant to do? Why were we put on this earth in this phase of time, this timeline of life that we are in? One more long, slow, deep breath. And then let's start to see if we can slide this left leg back. Curl the toes and then take it back up into downward facing dog. Okay, we're going to drop all the way to your knees and come up. All right, we're going to take your hands back to your hips, and we're going to try a back bend. All right, so really staying open. Take an inhale, lift through your chest, your heart, and relax your head all the way back. All right, so your eyes go back. Maybe you can start to go for your heels here. Getting a really, really nice grip on the heels, hips, chest. Everything is open. Inhale, hands back to your hips. Come up, sit on your heels. Okay, give it a second. Take a nice long, deep breath. And then from here, open up your heels, and we're going to go into that fixed firm again. Okay, so open your heels, sit your hips down, and go back. So just kind of slowly going back over your elbows, over your head. Look all the way down the front side of your chest. And then on your next breath, hands go back to your feet. And your head comes up very, 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 very last. All right, now let's slide your legs out. Open up your legs. All right, try to bring both legs out to the side. And we're going to fold into the center. So give yourself a few really nice, long, deep breaths. And notice what you want to bring in, all right? So we do a whole lot of thinking a lot of times on what we want to get rid of, right? But just start to think about going into the world from right now and think about who you want to be. Who do you want to be in this world? How do you want to show up for yourself? And how do you want to show up for others? Because the more you're able to just be a little bit more open, be a little bit more ready to receive, right? Receive what you wanted, and also being able to receive what you didn't think you wanted. Now walk your hands over to the right side. Try to walk them as far over. Take that exhale. And then walk your hands over to the center and all the way over towards the left. Nice, long, slow, deep breath here. Sometimes it's hard to decide who we want to be, right? Sometimes it's hard to decide what we want to do in this life. We have so many options. And we also, walk your hands to the center, we also have the choice to decide what type of person we want to be, right? How do we treat others? How do we treat our partners? How do we treat our friends? Most importantly, how do we treat ourselves, right? Because how you treat yourself is a really good indication of how you're going to treat others, right? If you're able to love yourself, you'll be able to love others. And then let's start to walk your hands back. Bring your feet slowly, bring them in. All right, and then let's just kind of wave your knees to the right and to the left. I know when you guys will be watching this, but we're kind of in the end of COVID, right? Hopefully. It's at the end of March right now. So California just started to open up again. And I think a lot of us are just starting to emerge back into the world, back into our jobs, back into our families, maybe some family you haven't seen, back into like some social events, and just really giving yourself a chance to be a new person, right? Be a better you. Let your friends notice how this time has actually helped you and changed you, you know? If you're doing yoga, you're starting to take care of yourself. All right, now turn over onto your mat here. Let's lay all the way back. All right, just kind of lay back. Take your right foot, actually right ankle to your knee, and then take your hands. All right, your hands are going to go one on the inside. All right, so your right hand goes on the inside of the knee, and then that left arm goes around. All right, and then start to pull back and try to get your whole spine, your whole shoulders on the ground. Maybe look a little bit further down the front side of your chest. And give it that exhale. All right, a nice, really deep, long exhale as you pull back. And then release it. Take your right leg around. All right, let your knees go all the way over to the left. And then let's take your right arm out to the side and then just look over. And just let anything that no longer serves you, just let it go, right? If something in your life just isn't working, make that conscious decision to just start to change, right? Every day we have that opportunity to start over, to start a new habit, to start a new life, make those changes. Maybe it's really, really small. Okay, bring your knees back up to the center. Take your left ankle over your right knee and then hands back through. So I like to call this one kind of like a pretzel. Take your hands over your knee and then let's relax your whole shoulders down to the mat. It's also a really great hip opener, right? So as you're pulling your knee back, that left knee is starting to go away from you. So let it go away as you pull back and tuck your chin in. Take a really long, slow exhale. And then from here, let's take your left leg over. All right, let your knees fall all the way to the right. Look to the left and get your spine to twist. So look all the way to the left. Knees go to the right side. And just start to tell yourself thank you. Tell yourself thank you for doing the work. Tell yourself thank you for doing that mental work. Tell yourself thank you for starting to be a little bit easier on yourself. Right? Love yourself. Be good to yourself. Take care of yourself. Send some positive energy back to your body because your body feels that. A lot of times we're so negative with our bodies, and our bodies really, really are affected by that. We're affected by those negative thoughts that we send our body. So really just send your body a whole lot of love. And then let's untwist it here. Bring the soles of your feet up and let's just like happy baby kind of rock it back and forth to the right, to the left. Just really make yourself sometimes a little bit vulnerable, right? And that is so scary to do in our world, right? To be a little bit vulnerable, to make a change, to do something different. Maybe say something different to a friend. Maybe you set some boundaries for yourself in your relationships going forward, going into this world. Let yourself set those boundaries and let yourself feel really proud of yourself for setting those boundaries. Sometimes we really need to set boundaries with other people, right? Let's take your legs up and just look at those fingers, look at your toes, look how beautiful your hands are, your arms are. Look at your feet and just notice how beautiful your feet are. And then shake it all off. Give a little bit of a shake, shake off your fingers, shake off your wrists, shake off your toes. And let's just lower everything down towards the mat. Bring one hand to your chest, take one hand to your belly, and visualize who you want to be. Visualize who you want to be moving on into the world. Visualize how you want to show up for yourself. Visualize how you want to show up for others. And then take one arm up, right arm up, or the left arm, whatever one feels better. And we're just going to roll kind of to your side. Give yourself that little bit of a little side body beach. Hang out. And then lifting yourself up. All right, just lift yourself up. Let's cross your legs. Close your eyes. Hands to your heart. And give yourself a moment. I am light. I am love. I am worthy of compliments. I am worthy of praise. I am worthy to resonate higher than ever before. I am able and willing to receive all forms of abundance the universe has to offer me. I am going to shine my light brighter than ever before. I am going to move forward in this world with positive, with motivation. I am going to make a change. Bring your hands to your lips for kind words. Bring your thumbs up to your forehead for kind thoughts. And just let yourself kind of settle today. Namaste, guys. Thank you for joining. And please remember, stay positive, stay open, and be ready to receive even the things that you didn't think that you needed or wanted. I think that is probably the most important. Namaste.